Hi, I'm Gino Perotti, President and founder of Right Brain Journeys. I've been traveling to Italy for more than a decade now. I can't seem to get enough of the culture, the beauty, and the passion of the people. It's really no surprise, since Italy has long since mastered the art of fine living. The country's rich tradition of artistry can be seen everywhere, in the food and wine, architecture, fashion, automobiles, sculpture, painting, and literature. Creativity flows from this right-brained land and its talented people. The genius of Michelangelo, Da Vinci, and Dante, and landmarks such as the Colosseum, Il Duomo, and the Rialto Bridge stand as icons of human achievement. It's no wonder that Italy is often on many people's must-see list. There are many options for traveling to Italy. In this educational module, I will talk about how to choose the best way for you to visit Italy. And by the end, you will be better informed of the pros and cons associated with each method of travel discussed to help you pick the perfect package. Specifically, I will inform you about these 4 travel options: planning your own trip, group tours, study abroad, and intelligent travel retreats. Let's go ahead and get started with planning your own trip. The pros involved with this are the flexibility. You are also able to control the cost, to see what you want to see, do what you want to do. It's easier to make changes and go with the flow when you're on your own. You also can meet locals easier since you're not traveling in a herd of other tourists. The cons with this? Well, first of all, you don't get to take advantage of group pricing. You also sometimes miss out on being part of that group and that feeling like you belong to a legacy of memories shared by group members. Next, let's take a look at group tours. Before I begin this one, let's realize that not all tours are created equal. There are many, many tour packages out there for you to choose from that range in price, quality, comfort, itineraries, accommodations used, transportation methods utilized, customer service offered, and of course, group size. The pros for group tours are you get to take advantage of those group rates. You also get to make friends with other travelers. The other thing that's good is that the itinerary has been figured out for you, tickets purchased, and guides arranged. In many ways, you pay the bill and just show up. Large tour companies also often offer several different itinerary options for the country you want to visit. The cons? Well, you can feel like sheep being herded around by a shepherd-like tour guide carrying a "don't lose sight of me" umbrella, or worse, an antenna with gaudy piece of ribbon blowing in the wind. Some tour groups are so large that you have to wear an earpiece in order to hear your guide as he or she speaks into a microphone, since you may not be able to be physically close enough to stand near them to hear on your own. And the itinerary may be so jam-packed that you will have almost no free time to deviate from the schedule and explore things on your own. Large tour packages frequently come with a lot of prepaid meals. Well, the bad thing about this is that these prepaid meals are often low quality, served by tourist-jaded servers, and take hours to go from antipasti to the concluding dolce. I prefer to limit the number of prepaid meals to allow myself the flexibility to dine wherever and at whatever time that particular day presents to me. Also, you end up being a tourist and not a traveler. Well, what's the difference? A tourist often shows up with a one-sided, "I've come to complete my prearranged checklist of all the typical tourist must-sees and take away things from this tour" attitude. It is like a flock of seagulls swooping in and devouring everything in sight before flying off to the next destination. This is a very consumerism approach, as you consume a pre-packaged idea of what you will see. In contrast, a traveler is open-minded and more concerned about developing a relationship with the land and food, fellow travelers, the mind, body, and spirit, and the people and their culture. In my experience, this is the healthy way and socially responsible way to travel. The third option is study abroad. This method of travel is near and dear to my heart, as I have gone on several trips as an undergraduate and graduate student, and also have been an instructor and program leader for an undergraduate intercultural communication study abroad program. The pros for study abroad are that you really can become that responsible traveler that I just discussed, with a good study abroad program. You will often get to know a culture's language, food, history, art, or industry. You walk away having gained something of value from your trip, and often can leave something of value in newly formed international friendships. Some of my most treasured friendships have been forged from the intensity and exhilaration of studying abroad. And while some study abroad programs can be pretty costly, most are very value priced so that they appeal to a student's tight budget. In some cases, this can be the least expensive way to travel abroad for a few weeks or more. The cons for study abroad, though, is that value price often comes with its own costs. Accommodations are often barely comfortable, and you may end up sharing rooms with 3 or 4 classmates. You may be dragging your luggage across cobblestone streets as you make your way from hotel to the train station. So you may sacrifice for the savings, and many students are okay with this. It works for them. Perhaps the biggest downside of studying abroad could be the amount of time you spend in a classroom, as opposed to being out on the street experiencing the cities and exploring the towns. Finally, let's talk about intelligent travel retreats. This is a fusion between the others, planning your own trip, group tours, and study abroad. It can be a great option for those who have always wanted to study abroad in college but didn't get to have that experience, or for those who loved their study abroad experience so much that they'd like to do it again without having to pay for college credit or complete complicated coursework for a grade. The pros with this? The travelers who are 18 and older are adult learners eager to embrace new experiences and expand their minds. The groups are small to encourage networking and the development of friendships. Itineraries are carefully designed with specific goals and objectives in mind so that adult learners understand the purpose of their trip and walk away having developed personally in meaningful ways. Activities such as journaling, suggested readings, guided discussion, workshops, and storytelling help adult learners give meaning to their experiences and anchor their newly acquired skills. The cons for intelligent travel retreats? Well, the pros come at an additional expense as compared to the other 3 ways of travel discussed. So you have to decide if you're able to budget for the luxuries of small group size, like-minded adult learner co-travelers, carefully crafted itineraries with learning objectives, and educational activities. And since these are exclusive retreats, there are limited departure dates, whereas with large tour companies, they have multiple departure dates throughout the year. So now that I've just informed you of the pros and cons associated with planning your own trip, group tours, study abroad, and intelligent travel retreats, you will be better able to pick the travel method that best fits your needs, budget, and travel goals. For more information about our Right Brain Journeys Intelligent Travel Retreat planned for May 2014, visit www.rightbrainjourneys.com. At our website, you will also find blogs that I've written about travel tips and how traveling helps you develop an intimate understanding of who your authentic self is. Thanks for watching. Ciao.